Political philosophy, the untamed beast and the trainer's right, a sovereign's firm judgment. If we were to compare politicians to wild beasts, the people must be the trainers who govern them. The moment a trainer loses the meaning of the whip and the carrot, or cowers before the beast's roar and stands idly by, the wild beast begins to view the trainer as a mere mannequin or scarecrow, running wild at its own will. The current state of politics, steeped in selfishness and materialism, is the direct result of us, the sovereigns, giving up on the task of taming them. An election, the moment when the people wield their greatest power, is not a mere event, but a solemn judgment by the trainer. We hold the powerful tool of the ballot. Yet, to give up or turn away from voting because there is no suitable candidate is a foolish act of casting away one's sovereign rights. Indifference provides politicians with an indulgence and acts as the worst fertilizer, fueling their perception of the people as nothing more than scarecrows. The way to make politicians fear the people is clear. Imprint upon them that the people are watching and that every one of their disappointing actions is etched into our memory. Casting a blank, invalid, ballot by going to the polls is not a mere act of refusal. It is a powerful warning message stating, "You are unfit to be our agents, and we are monitoring your every move." When the cold, rational will of the people is projected onto the polling station, politicians will finally begin to mind the people, and that wave of cleaner politics will instantly wash away the archaic practices of state officials. When we unite to send a resolute message of abstention amidst high voter turnout, politics finally escapes the rotten swamp and regains its vitality. The era of casting blind ballots as slaves to political parties must end. A politician who has not shown the fear of the people can never become a great leader, and power that does not sincerely love the people will eventually become a weapon that tramples upon their lives. Citizens, descend from the seats of spectators now. Your vote is not a gift to those in power, but the whip of a trainer who commands them. Go to the polls and prove your existence. When you do not remain silent and awaken to the fact that you are the master, politics will change to survive, and the people will finally stand tall as the true helmsman of the great ship called the nation. Author's message: a citizen who does not vote is merely a scarecrow to politicians, while a citizen who exercises their right to vote is their master. As such, unless you wield the whip of the vote, they will never stand on your side. Keep in mind that indifference is the sharpest weapon that destroys your own future. Go proudly to the polls and reclaim the rights of a master. Short story: The King, the Powerful, and I. Once upon a time, in a land of brilliant golden sun, there was an ancient kingdom called Acropolis. This was the freest place in the world, a nation where the people themselves chose their king and governed the land. However, as time passed, people grew tired of the responsibility. Governing is too complicated. Let's just pick anyone and go back to our own lives. As people turned their backs on politics, those who held power instantly transformed into well-fed wild beasts. They looked at the people, sneered, "They are just scarecrows," threw feasts for themselves, and raided the people's granaries. Even while starving, the people simply stood by with their hands behind their backs, saying, "It cannot be helped." Just then, a wise old man with a long white beard appeared in the square and struck the ground with his staff. "Foolish people, because you do not wield the whip against these beasts, they are devouring you." The old man showed the people a large jar, which was the ballot box. This jar is not a mere object. It is the trainer's whip, a tool to send a stinging warning when the beast is wrong, and a proud reward when it does well. The people asked, "But what are we to do when there is no one worthy to vote for?" The old man's eyes sparkled as he replied, "Then go to the polling station and show them your power. Do not just pick anyone. Cast your ballot with your resolute refusal." If the people gather at the polls and cast their votes solemnly, every single one of them, the beasts will tremble in fear and come to their senses. On the day of the next election, the people of Acropolis gathered in the square. They were no longer mere spectators. Over 90% of the people lined up to cast their ballots into the jar. Some cast their votes with the mindset of wielding a whip, while others did so with the intention of delivering a solemn judgment. Then a marvelous thing happened. Feeling the cold gaze of the people and the weight of their solemn votes, the powerful shed their beastly masks and began to tremble. They realized the people were watching them. From that day on, they began to work diligently by day and devise wisdom for the people by night, always mindful of the citizens' watchful eyes. Acropolis regained its peace. Now the people know, a good leader does not simply fall from the sky. They are born only when the people, acting as formidable trainers, watch with sharp eyes and tame them with the whip of the vote. Ever since, the children of Acropolis have grown up singing the song, "Spectators become servants, but masters cast their votes." Your vote is the greatest whip that makes this nation dance. Author's message: your vote is not a gift given to the powerful, but a holy whip that corrects the nation. It is only the trainer's resolute will that tames the beast. Awaken from the sleep of indifference and boldly wield your rights as the master.